Everyone, thanks for tuning in to our very first show. My name is Curtis Brooks, and this is Brand Talk with Curtis. Today, we're going to be discovering your brand. We want to know more about your brand. We want to just dive into who you are. What is your story? And does your story have a connection with your brand? And why am I even asking that? Well, here's the reason why I'm asking that. Because your story is directly related to your brand. That's why. Most of us don't have our story together. And if we don't have our story together as to why we do the things we do, what is the engine behind our brand? And in most cases, the engine behind our brand is our story. So is there something to that? Should we learn how to tell our story? So we're going to learn more about telling your story, how to tell your story, the power of storytelling. Remember, in school, we learned each story has several components. And sometimes those components are missing, and people say, well, wait a minute. Because most of us, I should say, think in a logical fashion, if you will. And stories, in most cases, are told in a linear fashion, meaning that there's this happened and such things happen. And again, in a line, if you will, succinct fashion. But then there are also what they call non-linear stories, meaning that you have an origin here and you have something that happens up here, then it's something. So there are many different pieces, and you might even have a story, a movie, if you will, told in a non-linear fashion. Meaning it may take you back as far as what happened that led up to the point, and eventually you get back to the very beginning that you've seen. So it's really interesting, and stories have power. So if you are telling your story in a powerful way, in a way that you understand it, and if you understand it, your brand is going to shine. You will be able to share your story, and again, in a succinct fashion, be it nonlinear or linear fashion, recognizing that regardless of how your story is told, linear or nonlinear, the key components are you as the main character, the antagonist, the protagonist, and the challenges that you face, and eventually the power that you had come into, or at least that you recognize within your own self, and overcome the antagonist. In most cases, the antagonist was overcome by their own weakness. So again, the power of storytelling, guys. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Curtis Brooks, and this is Brand Talk with Curtis, our very first show. So we'll talk more about storytelling, your brand, and dive more into you as professional or small business organization, why your brand matters. Thanks again, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Ciao.